Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Before I get going with this video, I just want to take a moment to thank our friend Andy very much. I really appreciate your donation to our channel's PayPal account. Your donations keep the channel going and keep the channel growing. Thank you for your continued support. I received a really interesting email from a friend here at the channel, and what our friend described was her healing process and her ability to allow herself to honor the way she'd felt about the narcissist. Now, I have been doing some research recently about the hypnotic state that many people experience when exposed to a narcissist. I do believe they have an ability to hypnotize us, and I really found that this email closely tied in with that. In fact, it sort of helped me to put a few puzzle pieces together, and I want to talk about that today. Though these two things may seem unrelated, I see a connection because in the hypnotic state that I absolutely believe I was under, and I did not recognize, this trance-like state when I was in it. In fact, it was probably about 3 or 4 months out when it broke, when I absolutely saw the illusion fall away, when I could see things clearly, and when I started to be able to make sense of it. Like, it wasn't until my mind started to clear and stabilize that I came to recognize how altered my thinking had been, how I had been manipulated, coerced, deceived. So I do believe there is a form of hypnosis going on through the gaslighting and the manipulation and the mirroring and all of this love bombing. It does create a bit of a trance-like state, and there is a lot of research that's been done on that, and there are a lot of researchers who claim, yes, victims of narcissistic abuse are in fact in a trance-like state. And I'll tell you, one place I really saw this is when I would get hoovered back, there was this incredible reluctance, like this overwhelming feeling of dread. I don't know why I kept going back. I just felt like I was being pulled back. And then, of course, when I was living with Trevor in the House of Pain, we would be driving to his house, and we'd be a few blocks away, and I would just be overwhelmed with this feeling of dread. So I do very much feel like I had been in that relationship. I had been led back to that relationship many times against my will and completely unable to stop myself. Okay, it was suggested that when I do the videos over there, the lighting is really bad and my face looks very dark. So I am sitting over here by the window today in an attempt to have better lighting. But I am in direct sunlight, so if my face just starts sweating buckets, damn is it hot here in Puerto Vallarta today. So where am I seeing the connection? I do believe our friend brought up an incredibly huge point. So many of us, me included, continue to impair our own healing because we are feeling shamed by our involvement with the narcissist. Over and over again, this, oh my God, this resonating voice. How could you have been so stupid? How did you fall for it? Why couldn't you see it? I think both of these things are key components to healing. First of all, we have to recognize that we were in a hypnotic state, and we are not responsible for the things that happened in the relationship. We were, in many cases, led back to that horribly abusive relationship against our own will. And I really see this comment, I allowed myself to honor the way I felt about him, is extremely liberating. Like, it's an incredible eye-opener for me because it's really easy to forget why we initially got in the relationship. The relationship becomes so filthy, so covered in crud and sludge and muck that we're just shamed by it. Like, how could I have not seen it? Why didn't I get away sooner? I mean, am I nuts? Why was I so stupid, But we forget that what we initially were attracted to was what we believed to be genuine love, our soulmates, our twin flame, a partner, the thing that all people want, like everybody wants. Their tribe. They want a feeling of family and security and love and this exchange, you know, amongst each other. And there is no shame in that. And she really stripped away all the muck of it, all the abuse, and put it back in a very real perspective for me. How did this thing start? Well, it started as an exchange of love, and that should be honored. I'm kind of shifting around here, trying to get out of the direct sunlight. Anyways, I think this is a really huge puzzle piece because it's so easy to get caught up in that. What did I do wrong? Why couldn't I see it? How could I have been so stupid? Maybe the narc was right about me. Maybe I'm nuts, crazy, bipolar. Maybe I need medication. I mean, who stays in something like that? I must be broken. I mean, and all this stuff just starts. I think it's incredibly detrimental to healing. And I do believe her comment is a major puzzle piece to healing, because if we strip away all of the negativity, all of the abuse, all of the feelings of shame and guilt, and we get right back to the core of how this started, it was what we believe to be love. And that's incredibly liberating. And I do believe accepting that, looking at that, will really help all of us on a healing path. The other thing too is, once you recognize that you didn't get involved in an abusive relationship, you got involved with someone you believe to be your twin flame, someone you believe to be your soulmate, your life partner. That's what you got involved with. And then, of course, the thing puts the trance, the voodoo, the witchcraft, you know, the spell on you, and you're now unable to get free. That's extremely liberating, and it really does put the blame where the blame belongs, and it doesn't belong on us. I just wanted to share that email with you guys today. I think there's great freedom, liberation, healing when we recognize why we initially got in the relationship and honor the fact that we were good, kind, decent people believing we were in a loving relationship. I also think there's a lot of freedom and liberation in understanding why we stayed in it. Oh my God, a number of times I've kicked myself, like, why didn't you leave? Why did you go back? Why? Because we were in a trance. We were under a form of hypnosis, and one that is being well researched. There is mountains of evidence to support narcs have the ability to mind sweep us, to manipulate us. So this is just a no-fault situation for us. Guys, I love you lots. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV, and I hope you're having a great narc-free day. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so please leave a comment below.